My name is Erin Shuttleworth, and I'm a visual storyteller based on the traditional and unceded territory of the Ktunaxa, the Kinbasket, or Secwepemc, the Syilx, and Sinai Chiquista peoples. It is my goal to make comic art as accessible as possible, and I hope these micro workshops offer insight into how to start engaging with and making comics. Since comics are both written and illustrated, the first step with any comic is an idea. Some great ways to practice are diary comics, sharing insight about something you're interested in, or retelling a classic story. Many comic artists build a career on adapting stories written by other people, such as Kathleen Gross and Renee Nolt. If you're stuck on an idea, throw random options in a bowl and pick something. The only way to improve is by practicing and experimenting with your writing. Here's a fun activity. Pick your favorite genre and start coming up with as many book titles as possible in the next 5 minutes. You'll warm up your idea generation and maybe even find something inspiring. Finding your style is an ongoing process. Don't feel pressured to know exactly how to draw all of the components of a story right away. Cartoonists have to draw people, animals, buildings, vehicles, and an infinite amount of other things. It's okay if you struggle with drawing everything consistently, and it's amazing if you choose to draw something really complex or difficult as a challenge. You will see an improvement in your work if you consistently challenge yourself. It's important to not allow yourself to be discouraged by other artists as you develop your style. Marking the progress in your work can be looked at a number of ways: improving ability to draw, greater consistency between panels, quicker pace when drawing, and the development of a unique visual style. There are a lot of useful techniques for making comics. Most commonly, comics make use of panels. These are boxes that contain the story and give the illusion of a sequence. Between the panels, there can be gutters, which, depending on the pace the author wants the audience to read at, can have either more or less space. Another integral aspect of comics is speech bubbles, generally an oval with a little tail linking the speech to a character. You can experiment with the shape of a speech bubble infinitely though. Starbursts, clouds, and rectangles can be used to convey shouting, thinking, and robotic speech. Try this. Draw a few panels and randomly place some speech bubbles. Try to come up with something to fill the rest of the comic. Sometimes a blank page can be intimidating, so this is a great way to warm up your creativity. Characters are definitely an intimidating aspect of comics, but don't let yourself get discouraged. Here are 5 tips to get you started with character design. Number 1, keep it simple. Remember that you are drawing this character hundreds or even thousands of times. You'll be kicking yourself over that highly detailed outfit or complex sword later. Find a way to simplify it as much as possible. Number 2, asymmetry is your friend. This is a simple way to make your character design look more complex without adding too many extra details. This could be a pocket on one side, a monocle, or a fun hairstyle. Number 3, use shapes to help design your characters. This can help them to stand apart from each other and give your story a really dynamic feel. Number 4, be consistent but not perfect. It's okay if you struggle to redraw your character exactly the same in every panel. As long as the character is identifiable, it's totally fine. Allowing for some flexibility will make your character feel more expressive. Number 5, draw your character enough to gain the feel for them, but don't get stuck in the design phase. So many artists want to perfect their character and never get to making the story. Now that you've been given a brief understanding of comics, here are 2 exercises to test out your new knowledge. Mini comic. This is made from a single piece of paper, and all you need other than your art supplies is a pair of scissors. Start out by folding your paper into 8 even segments. Then unfold it until it is only in half with 4 quadrants visible. Use your scissors to cut halfway through the middle fold line. Now refold it and smush it together into a booklet. You can draw like this in book form or number the pages and unfold to draw it flat. Comic Jam. This is a collaborative way to make comics with any group of 2 or more people. One person illustrates one panel, then passes the page to the next person who continues the story from there. You can also make several comics simultaneously by all starting a comic at the same time, then passing them around in a circle until they're all complete. For a giant group of people, you can also make a puzzle jam shaped like a crossword puzzle, adding panels where you feel inspiration. Thank you so much for the generous support from BC Culture Days, and I hope that this has empowered you to start making your own comics. All digital content associated with these workshops is open access and free.